España. Ter Stegen en el área pequeña. A la derecha para Aleix Vidal, que arranca esa carrera por la titularidad en el lateral derecho, ganándole a Semedo. Ha robado Marcelo. Benzema en el lateral del área. Toca en Aleix Vidal y el balón para Ter Stegen.
Sí, haya tenido un riesgo Aleix Vidal en zona defensiva a intentar regatear. Y bueno, Marcelo ha estado listo, lo ha robado y casi genera una ocasión.
El riesgo después del pase de Ter Stegen, que arriesgó ahí con el pase por el centro en la jugada anterior. Vuelve a tocar un Titi. Presionando, tirando la presión arriba al Madrid, aunque ahora recibe ahí en el círculo central con calma y con espacio Rakitic. Tiene metros, avanza el croata, mira a la derecha donde tiene a Aleix Vidal. Gritos de Barça, Barça en la grada. La pone Aleix Vidal, que había visto la llegada desde atrás de Luis Suárez. Marcelo la controla con el empeine, pie derecho. Estuvo a punto de resbalar y de perder la posesión del balón. La sigue aguantando de espaldas ante la presión de Rakitic. Se la quita de encima buscando a Bale, la manda fuera, un Tití.
Sí, el Barça en el momento que inicia el juego, Messi se mete hacia adentro para dar amplitud a Aleix Vidal por banda derecha, que se convierte prácticamente en un extremo.
Muy juntitos Valverde de Zidane, los dos empiezan ahí de pie, Juanma.
Nada, están a 5 metros uno de otro y no han aguantado ni un minuto sentados en el banquillo.
Ahí vemos al técnico del Madrid en primer plano, el saque de banda para el equipo madridista. La pone en juego Marcelo.
Lo que sí se ve es que, no sé, vamos aún es muy pronto, pero llevamos 3 minutos y medio. Y no hay una agresividad de los equipos que han ido a presionar, a robar, sino están perdiendo bastante balones.
Desde luego no se parece en nada, mister, al clásico de Miami, al amistoso que vimos.
Exactamente.
Que eso parecía un correcalles desde el minuto 1.
El mismo Messi, pues para recuperarse ha venido andando 40 metros. O sea, que no han empezado con esa agresividad que requieren los partidos.
Ahora ha intentado
un poquito más tranquilo.
Un poquito la presión arriba, tiraba el Barça ahora, que es una de las cosas que hemos visto en esta pretemporada, que parece quiere recuperar más Ernesto Valverde. Que bien sale Isco. Toca asociándose en el centro con Gareth Bale. Isco que gira sobre sí mismo. Ahora se apoya en Toni Kroos. Recordamos la baja por sanción de Modric, ha ocupado su puesto Kovacic. Y la pelota ahora es de Varane, titular, junto a Sergio Ramos tras la marcha de Pepe, con Nacho y con Vallejo, los otros dos centrales del equipo blanco, que pelearán por esos puestos. Ahí está de nuevo Varane. Con la izquierda quiere buscar ahora la internada de Marcelo por banda, de primeras, pero estaban fuera de juego.
Cómo se ve claro el Barça a la hora de defender, cómo se plantan un 4-4-2 con Messi y Luis Suárez ahí con los dos centrales y con Rakitic y Deulofeu ocupando el extremo derecho.
Y yo creo que el Barcelona tiene previsto, ¿no? Porque Iniesta se va mucho a la izquierda del ataque.
Sí, allí con Deulofeu y con Jordi, ¿no?
Y con Jordi, porque el que tiene que caer a defender es Kroos, que normalmente tiene tendencia a irse también para el medio, ¿no?
Balón para Rakitic, ya en campo del Madrid. Grita Barça, Barça, parte de la grada. Messi, que ha hecho una pretemporada sensacional, ha empezado a un nivel espectacular el argentino. Aleix Vidal para Piqué. Este para Busquets, viene a buscarle ya a Toni Kroos, se asocia Busquets con Messi, le devuelve a la primera. Busquets evitó bien la presión, se fue al suelo tras la entrada de Casemiro. Rakitic cambia el juego, tiene por allí mucho espacio Jordi Alba. Ojo que ha controlado, tiene tiempo para intentar el centro, aunque se va hasta la línea de fondo, mete la pierna Carvajal, saque de esquina, el primero del partido para el Barça.
Yo creo que va a atacar mucho el Barcelona por esa zona, ¿no? Por las características de los jugadores y por lo que ya se ha visto en estos 4 minutos.
De momento volcando bastante más el campo, ahí veíamos la jugada anterior y la delicatessen de Isco, arrancando desde su campo. La pelota que se va a la esquina izquierda del ataque del Fútbol Club Barcelona, lo va a sacar Leo Messi. Ahí va el golpeo al punto de penalti, saltaba un tití, ha despejado Ramos, sacó la bola el capitán del equipo blanco. Ahí está Aleix Vidal. Aleix Vidal para Luis Suárez, ahora pegado a la banda el uruguayo. Tocó la pelota el 9 del Barça y la bola sacará Marcelo para el Real Madrid.
Y Carvajal, que estaba aquí en la izquierda, pues porque como la jugada venía de un despeje creo del córner, y ha aguantado muy bien la posición para tapar a Suárez y ahora ya ha vuelto otra vez al lateral derecho.
Estaba marcando a Luis Suárez aquí en el córner, lo que decías, mister, que ahí el Barça va a aprovechar que es Kroos el que tiene que caer ahí. Bueno, ahora está Isco, entonces le va a costar al Madrid mucho más trabajo defender esa zona del Barça.
Ahí está jugando Kovacic, la deja para Isco. Isco jugando con Carvajal. Carvajal ahí ante la presión de Deulofeu, tiene que buscar de nuevo a Isco, que se ha ido a aquella banda. El último en tocar es Iniesta. Balón para el Real Madrid. Ritmo tranquilo en este inicio de partido y de Supercopa, que recuerden, se decidirá en el Bernabéu el próximo miércoles a las 11 de la noche la vuelta. Allí lo veremos también en Telecinco, por supuesto, para decidir el campeón de esta Supercopa de España.
Y el Madrid, que aquí en la zona, porque Marcelo ahora, por ejemplo, tiene mucho espacio. Estoy seguro de que cuando puedan cambiar el juego van a ir de un lado para otro, seguro.
Es que le pasa lo mismo al Barça, que a la hora de defender al lateral, pues es también un pivote, le cuesta trabajo.
Buena jugada ahora que intentaba Marcelo con Gareth Bale, estuvo atento rápido al cruce, Piqué para mandarla fuera. Dando indicaciones ahí Valverde desde la banda. Quería sacar en largo Marcelo, pero finalmente lo hizo en corto con Benzema. Sigue Marcelo en la misma línea, pedían falta. Y es lo que ha pitado el árbitro. Falta de Rakitic sobre Marcelo, que había salido el balón del campo. Bola para los de Zidane. La pone ya en juego Toni Kroos. La pelota para Kovacic, nombre en el que confía mucho Zinedine Zidane.
Que hoy estrena el dorsal número 23, que antes pertenecía a Danilo, que ya no está, que está en el City. Prefirió cambiarse su número, llevaba el 16, hoy estrena el 23.
El balón de Ramos ha salido, dice el asistente, levantó la bandera cuando controló con el pecho Marcelo, pero ya fuera del campo, así que saque de banda para el Barça. Estamos viendo a Isco, camino del minuto 10 y casi nada ha ocurrido de momento. Todo en el centro del campo, Aleix Vidal con mucha prudencia, con muchas precauciones en los dos equipos. Esto ya es un partido oficial, hay un título en juego. Y desde luego nada que ver, como decíamos, con el amistoso de la pretemporada. La pelota la sacan ahora por banda izquierda. Jordi Alba con Deulofeu. Le devuelve otra vez al lateral zurdo. La controla Jordi Alba. Avanza unos metros. Sigue Jordi Alba, que se frena ante la presión de Kovacic. Iniesta irrumpe por el centro. Se quiere ir de dos.
Cuidado.
Ojo que la roba Isco. Van 3 del Madrid. Bale por la derecha. Benzema en el centro. Qué buena la recuperación de Jordi Alba. Llegando por detrás. Y un Tití que quiere resolver ahí en el área. Vamos a ver si aguanta hasta la línea de fondo. Se la entregó a Jordi Alba. Sacando el balón entre aplausos el Barça. Pelota para Aleix Vidal. Recorriendo en horizontal. Cuidado ese balón, a punto de robar otra vez la presión del Madrid. Se la entregan a Messi. Messi para Rakitic, que se le queda algo atascado al balón, pero consigue abrir la izquierda. Deulofeu, que va a encarar a Carvajal. Deulofeu la pone al centro. Ha despejado Kovacic. Balón para Marcelo. Bueno, parecía que por momentos se rompía por primera vez el partido, pero muy ordenaditos los dos, Pitu.
No, hay muchas imprecisiones por parte de los dos equipos y un poco de indecisión. Ahora Deulofeu, que podía haber ido 1 contra 1. Antes Gareth Bale.
Sí, no se ha atrevido ninguno.
No se atrevió.
Pasa que el Barça se está equivocando en una zona peligrosa.
Sí, sobre todo cuando estás en defensa, regatear hacia adentro.
Ojo ese balón, posición correcta de Luis Suárez, la controla dentro del área y el primer disparo, la primera jugada de peligro, minuto 10. El balón al espacio para Luis Suárez, como la pinchó con la pierna derecha y el remate con la izquierda lo atrapó Keylor Navas.
Sí, un poco el control se le fue un poco demasiado hacia su pierna izquierda y quedó un poco escorado, ¿no? Pero aún así hizo un buen remate y Keylor Navas muy bien colocado, pues claro, muy bien, muy buen movimiento de Luis Suárez.
Ahí toca Isco, por el que pasan casi todos los balones, Camacho.
Mira, yo lo que estoy viendo es que el Barcelona quiere atacar por la izquierda, está claro, y que el Madrid también quiere atacar por su izquierda, como ahora cambio de juego que haya salido mal. Es lo que se está viendo más claramente. No sé si es porque, por ejemplo, pues el centrocampista pertinente de cada equipo no es un centrocampista defensivo, Rakitic o Kroos, por ejemplo, o el que juegue del Madrid allí, y es lo único que se está viendo claro, ¿no? Que quieren entrar el Barcelona por el izquierdo, el Madrid también por el izquierdo.
Lo estaba diciendo Zidane ahora a Isco, en esa acción que perdía el balón, le llamaba una y otra vez Isco para que abriera precisamente para Marcelo, que estaba sobre esta parte izquierda.
No, es que además ahora han cambiado, ¿eh? Isco y Kroos cambiaron su posición, está Kroos aquí en la parte izquierda y Isco en
la verdad que ahí hay movilidad absoluta entre todos, quitando a Casemiro, que es el ancla del equipo ahí en esa zona, por delante de la defensa. El resto hay libertad, intercambia posiciones Kroos, Kovacic, Isco. Juega de nuevo el Barça. Arranca Leo Messi con espacio por delante, le cierran 4 jugadores. La deja pasar Suárez, pero no llegó Deulofeu, tampoco era imposible que lo hiciera Messi. Balón para Keylor Navas.
Este que parece que está parado, que no hace nada, cuando coge la pelota arranca, es diabólico.
Y ahí está la repetición de la jugada anterior, el control y el disparo de Luis Suárez, ya en vivo. Vuelve a tocar el Real Madrid por medio de Toni Kroos. Camino del primer cuarto de hora de partido. Barça 0, Real Madrid 0. Primeros gritos de Messi en la grada, Juanma.
Sí, indudablemente, el rey del Camp Nou, un año más.
Se ha ido Neymar, pero están tranquilos. Aquí sigue Messi.
Sí, no. Bueno, está claro que aquí el ídolo sin duda es Messi. El que más años lleva, goles, bueno, ¿qué vamos a decirle?
Ahora la falta de Luis Suárez sobre Toni Kroos. Balón para el Real Madrid. Se disculpaba Rakitic de una acción anterior con Marcelo. Ahí vemos a Zidane. La bola para el Real Madrid, que la juega ya por medio del capitán Sergio Ramos. A la derecha con Varane. Varane subiendo la pelota, le persigue ahí tímidamente Leo Messi. Carvajal, que tiene que retrasar la bola. De nuevo para Keylor. Keylor totalmente solo en el área. Se ofrece otra vez Varane. Los dos equipos ahí metidos en 30 metros en la zona del centro del campo. Keylor.
Altura medio campo la defensa del Barça.
Ahora saltó Bale, pero no llegaba ese balón.
Y a la altura del medio campo también Marcelo, que estaba otra vez aquí solo. Yo creo que es un poco las indicaciones decían, con los laterales muy abiertos y sobre todo con Marcelo.
Ahí está Messi. Messi que quiso jugar con Rakitic, pero ha pitado la falta, aunque en principio dejó seguir. Pita la falta ahora sobre el argentino cuando robaba el Madrid. Ahí está Busquets para poner ese balón en juego y la jugada repetida. Bueno, falta dudosa ahí que evitó de Bengoechea. Bastante dudosa esa falta, no parecía en la repetición, pero estaba cerca el colegiado vasco y balón para el Barça. Andrés Iniesta con la pelota. Iniesta tocando para Piqué. Avanza metros. Se frena Piqué, que busca el apoyo en la derecha, no lo ve claro. Tiene que tocar atrás para el otro central, para un Tití. Con todo el Madrid ahora replegado en su campo. Iniesta busca entre líneas hacer daño con Deulofeu. Abriendo la izquierda para Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba al centro, la deja pasar Suárez. Toca de primeras Messi, Ramos. Al cruce, balón a la grada.
Ahí está, muy listo. Está Kovacic ahí, o si no, está Casemiro. Y no va a ser fácil entrar por ahí. La verdad es que tienen una calidad tremenda y que parece que no corren un poco y en un momento determinado te da una velocidad tremenda, sobre todo Messi, ¿no? Pero yo creo que los dos equipos están como vamos a tener el balón y el que lo pierda, pues a mantener un poco la zona.
Con mucho respeto de no perderlo en zonas defensivas.
Ahí está el balón ahora de Busquets. Insisten una vez más por aquella banda, como apuntaba Camacho. Otra vez con Jordi Alba y Deulofeu. Deulofeu buscaba a Suárez. Buena anticipación de Varane, que leyó el pase para sacarla ahora, jugándola bien con Kovacic. Varane, que ya está en una zona que no es
me extraña
la
mucho,
habitual en él, y ha forzado el saque de banda, Camacho.
Me extraña que Deulofeu, que es un jugador que cuando llega allí al pico del área intenta siempre ir a buscar al defensor, en este caso Carvajal. Aún no lo ha intentado, ha llegado hasta allí y todas las veces ha intentado hacer la pared, ¿no?
Sí. De momento no se ha atrevido en ningún 1 para 1 de las 3-4 que ha llegado por aquella banda. Vuelve a jugar el Barça, sacando el balón que controla con el pecho Iniesta. La pelota para Busquets, Iniesta de nuevo, Rakitic, cuidado. Sí.
El Madrid está apretando muy bien esa zona.
Ahora la saca bien, salvó bien la presión. Messi fuera de juego, levanta la bandera al asistente de Deulofeu. Da la impresión de que estaba retrocediendo Deulofeu. Ahora veremos la jugada repetida. El asistente, que estaba muy atento, levanta la bandera. Ahí. Ahí lo vemos. Ligeramente adelantado Deulofeu. Isco, el balón ahora en profundidad para Gareth Bale, que mira al cielo, bota la pelota, se mete en el área el galés, ha sacado un tití y con sangre fría en la frontal quiso recortar a Benzema.
Mucha sangre fría.
Mucha sangre
parecía
fría
que Bale le había ganado la posición con el cuerpo y que podía haber llevado el balón hacia su pierna derecha y plantarse delante de Ter Stegen, pero ha estado muy bien.
Ojo el taconazo ahora de Luis Suárez, centra Alex Vidal, la primera llegada de Alex Vidal hasta la línea de fondo, el pase atrás para Leo Messi. Apareció Kovacic para despejar el balón, aunque recupera Rakitic. Messi se le va un poquito largo ante Kroos en el área. Ahora la presión del Barça es buena. Isco, que protege con el cuerpo, se apoya en Kroos, no rifan el balón, lo quiere sacar jugado para Benzema. Corta Piqué, el balón dividido, lo pelea Deulofeu, que mete el cuerpo. Dice el árbitro que hay falta, Ricardo.
Sí, sobre Mateo Kovacic, que creo que tiene un objetivo claro y es perseguir a Leo Messi, sobre todo en esa zona intermedia entre los delanteros y el centro del campo, y ha sido ahora objeto de falta.
Y ahí vemos la repetición de esa jugada que indicó el árbitro, falta a favor del Madrid. Lo va a sacar el propio Kovacic.
Ya han subido un poco las pulsaciones del partido, ¿eh?
Sí, ahora ha llegado bien el Barcelona por la derecha, pero el Madrid también ha cerrado muy bien la zona de remate de Keylor.
Balón para los de Zidane. Ahí está Varane de nuevo. La pelota para Sergio Ramos.
Quiere Zidane que sea un poco más rápido, que sobre todo insistan en esta parte izquierda, y cada vez que no ve que Varane, por ejemplo, saca el largo a Marcelo, se desespera. Mira, otra vez, que insistan, es lo que está diciendo el francés.
Mandando que tengan más ritmo del juego, mover más rápido.
Sí, a un ritmo bastante lento este primer tramo de partido. Importante para el Barça también dejar la portería a cero de cara al partido de vuelta. Importantísimo para el Madrid marcar de cara a ese encuentro del miércoles 11 de la noche en el Bernabéu. Ahí está Marcelo, recupera el balón para Varane, saca la pelota al central francés. Varane para Casemiro. Casemiro con la espuela se la lleva, se ha hecho daño Busquets. Dice el otro que
le ha dado sin querer, yo creo. Con la bota Casemiro la ha dado sin querer.
Con el tacón.
Cuidado que sigue el peligro por la izquierda. Benzema con Busquets en el círculo central. Benzema que hace la bicicleta, quiso tirar el pase atrás para Isco. Recupera el Barça. Balón para Deulofeu que se muerde, se duerme, le roba la cartera ahí. Carvajal quitándole el balón. Se durmió ahí el jugador del Barça y apareció Carvajal. Insiste el Madrid. Toni Kroos para Isco. Isco en el lateral del área. Se mete dentro. Ojo, Isco a ver lo que inventa. Derecha, izquierda, le va a pegar. ¡Fuera! La primera, la mejor del Madrid hasta ahora, la tuvo Isco en ese disparo, aunque sin problemas para Ter Stegen.
Muy bien, ahí ha estado Isco muy bien y también sobre todo Carvajal, que ha estado vivísimo. Ha recuperado 2 balones en una zona peligrosa para el Barcelona. Como consecuencia ha venido esta jugada.
Balón para Busquets. Jordi Alba, me mete la directa ahora. Más a la izquierda de Deulofeu. Sigue Jordi Alba, no le sale nadie. Se va a meter hasta la cocina. Ahora para Deulofeu. Le sale a cerrar Carvajal. Piden que le ha pegado en el brazo al lateral derecho que saca la bola. Cuidado que van 2 del Madrid. No llega Isco. Ha cortado Piqué ante la presencia de Benzema. Reclamaban mano ahí en el centro. Mano de Carvajal. Y la pelota la juega ya Messi para Rakitic.
Y vaya carrera que se ha pegado Jordi Alba, desde 70 metros y cerca del portero.
Ahora aparece ahí Iniesta en la zona de 3/4, llegando hasta la frontal del área. Se para buscar a Deulofeu. El ritmo sigue siendo, pero vamos, andando prácticamente. Rakitic hacia Leis Vidal. A Leis Vidal que busca ahora a Luis Suárez. Luis Suárez metió la pierna a Casemiro. El rechazo es para Leis Vidal. Suárez lo intenta de nuevo ahora con Rakitic. Atrás para Leis. La presión de Ramos que ha salido a buscar casi hasta la banda. No sé si el público contagiado del juego o el juego contagiado del público, pero la grada muy tranquila también, Juanma.
Sí, de momento sí. Yo creo que están esperando que el partido se agite un poco.
Está Jordi Alba.
And say good evening to Matthew Watson and Sam Matterface.
Evening, Jackie. Straight into the thick of the action with Alaba receiving from Ribéry. Dealt with by Sadio Mane and put out for a throw into Bayern Munich. You can see the rain coming down as it has been for the last 30 minutes or so. And that is what caused the problem in connecting us to you. You haven't missed anything. We played just over a minute and a half, nearly 2 minutes now. And it's still Bayern Munich 0, Liverpool 0. Alaba trying to do something about that. Trent Alexander-Arnold dealing with the run of the Austrian defender, and it is out of play. There is Carlo Ancelotti, the manager of Bayern Munich. Got his side to second in the German Cup. Winners of the Bundesliga, but only to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Record that they want to improve on. They're used to winning the whole lot round here. Matthew Upson is alongside me in the commentary box. Jurgen Klopp's ambition is to win the Premier League title himself. Today you'll get a clearer indication, won't he, of where his side are ahead of the new season.
Absolutely, it's a great fixture for Liverpool at the moment. It's going to be a real challenge, and he's going to learn a lot about his players in this match.
Frank Ribéry is fit despite picking up an ankle injury at the weekend. Jerome Boateng and Ian Robin, who missed the Asia Tour, are supposed to be back from their ailments but are not fit to take part in today's proceedings. Thiago, who flew home from the Asia Tour with a problem, is in the heart of the Bayern midfield. For Liverpool, they've got a few issues too, unleashed at right back, where Joe Gomez has joined Nathaniel Klein on the sidelines. Coutinho, now Firmino, Thiago on the scene quickly. There is Jurgen Klopp. His team has been in fine form. They swept aside Hertha Berlin at the weekend. It's one of 4 victories out of 5 in pre-season. He is back in Germany, spent 7 years trying to disrupt the constant flow of trophies in this direction towards Munich. Managed it once or twice. Back in Germany, spent 7 years trying to disrupt the constant flow of trophies in this direction towards Munich. Here's Rafinha. Managed it once or twice. Breaking ball looking for Ribéry. Just about stopped it from going for a goal kick. Here's Rafinha. Breaking ball looking for Ribéry. We weren't making it up. Just about stopped it from going for a goal kick. back to Bayern Munich here. Chance to escape on the counter-attack, Coutinho. Bayern Munich were straight on the front foot against Chelsea last week. A chastening 25 minutes saw Antonio Conte's men 3-0 down and barely able to get away from the edge of their own penalty area. So high was the prime Bayern press. And there's problems here for Liverpool. Karius coming a long way. James and Lewandowski trying to make him pay.
Lewandowski just breaking the offside trap a little bit there. Timed his run lovely into a ball in behind, and pretty risky from Liverpool with it so high up the pitch.
Here's Ribéry. Matip with the intervention. Here's new signing Mo Salah. He does have speed and guile, and he's scored a few goals in pre-season as well. Here's new signing Mo Salah. Does have speed and guile. He's scored a few goals in pre-season as well. Ribéry. Müller looking for Lewandowski. And Moreno was back there to stop the pole from getting hold of the ball. Looking for Lewandowski. It's going to be all action with these two, you would have thought.
You'd think so. You'd think, especially with the way Liverpool have set up with the attacking four. Really interested to see Liverpool's front four this evening.
Here's one of them, Firmino. With Mane on the outside, and Mane now in on the goalkeeper and in the back of the net. Don't leave the door open with this mob. They will make you pay. Jurgen Klopp back in Germany, and Sadio Mane back amongst the goals. Not 100% fit by his own admission, but he looks pretty sharp.
Some sloppy play here from Bayern, but very uncharacteristically, but great pressure on the ball. And I have to say, Mane to identify the turnover there and get the run. It's a great run, great pass, and a lovely finish with his left foot into the far corner. When you play that many attacking players in your team, when you have a turnover in the middle of the pitch, it's so difficult to defend against, and Liverpool proved that with this lovely flowing goal.
Just like the weather, he can be lightning, and if he's running at you, very, very frightening.
That's amazing.
13 goals in 27 Premier League games last season. He missed the end of the season with a knee injury. Liverpool missed him. 13 goals in 27 Premier League games. They do have an awesome foursome that have been selected up top today. And if Bayern Munich are not careful, they will get caught on the counter. It was always a possibility. It only took 7 minutes for Liverpool to inflict some damage.
Yeah, it's not a good start. It's a sloppy start from Bayern. You know, you cannot afford to be sloppy in that area of the pitch. You know, that middle area of the pitch, if you're going to have control of the ball, you're going to move the ball around, it has to be secure. And they didn't do that there. So when Liverpool stole it, they're on the front foot. Great finish from Mane.
Jurgen Klopp did say in his pre-match interview, you can't afford to be passive against Bayern Munich, otherwise you always lose. Jurgen Klopp did say certainly his team aren't built for that. Passive against Bayern Munich.
So it's not often you see a Jurgen Klopp team passive.
It's not often you see Jurgen Klopp passive. Team aren't built for that.
So it's not often you see a Jurgen Klopp team passive.
They've had a mixed pre-season of Bayern Munich. They dominated Arsenal, lost on a penalty shootout. And they've been thrashed by AC Milan, outclassed Chelsea, but then was second best to Inter over the weekend, where the personnel was a little different. Klopp said with respect to Crystal Palace and Leicester City and Hertha Berlin as well, the teams that they've faced on their tour, Munich are a step up. Well, that game with Leicester, I don't know if you saw it, was an absolutely cracking match. Hertha Berlin as well, the teams that they've faced on their tour, Munich are a step up. Well, that game with Leicester, I don't know if you saw it, was an absolutely cracking match. Lovren seeing the ball back to goalkeeper Loris Karius, who's back in training and back playing again after a hip issue. hoisting it forward. Rafinha scored a very good goal against Chelsea. Sent forward rather aimlessly, and Trent Alexander-Arnold, who made 12 appearances last season, he sees it back to his goalkeeper with little bother. Here's Salah taking advantage after spot of bother for Javi Martinez. Jan. The idea was right. Liverpool might enjoy playing against a side that will dominate the ball and be open and attacking against them. Their big problems last year were against sides that sat in and said, come on, have a go, see if you can break us down.
Yeah, it's a big feature of Liverpool's play to win the ball high up the pitch and get in and amongst opposition teams and harass and pressure them into winning possession. To a team that sits off, they're going to find it difficult to play against at times.
This is Alaba. Decent looking cross. Lewandowski was underneath it. Lovren manages to get it clear. This is Coutinho. I want to get things moving again. This is Muller. James Rodriguez. Alaba. This is Muller. Away by Lovren once again. This is the goal scorer Mane. Good touch by Firmino. Moreno is scampering away. He has got support in the centre. Mo Salah is arriving, and it's a big save by Sven Ulrich. Well, that could have been real trouble for Bayern Munich. That would have been pretty embarrassing on their home patch.
That's fabulous play from Liverpool. Great build-up play down the left-hand side. Lovely ball across from Marino, just inch perfect for a one-touch effort, and it's gone to the near post. You just kind of feel if he could have tried to feed that into the far post there, Salah, he had a better chance of scoring. Inch perfect for a one-touch effort.
He scored 34 goals in 83 games for Roma, Mo Salah.
Feed that into the far post there, Salah, he had a better chance of scoring.
This is Mane from the corner. He scored 34 goals in 83 games for Roma, Mo Salah. Henderson. Away by Lewandowski, helping out his defence, and Ribéry is on the charge. It's being held up by Alexander-Arnold. Henderson.
Good hold-up play from Arnold there, really intelligent. Got back in, did enough just to hold Ribéry up and force him backwards and wait for help to come and take the ball from the front. Good hold-up play.
He's only 18 years of age.
Got back in, did enough just to
It's
hold
the
Ribéry up.
England under-19s tournament after Liverpool requested that he rest over the summer. He's got his hands full with Ribéry tonight. Rest over the summer. Just have left a little bit on him there. His hands full with Ribéry tonight. Hummels. Alaba. Now Ribéry. Muller. Ribéry again. Now Ribéry. James Rodriguez is engaged by Dejan Lovren. It's feisty.
Just overcommits himself a little bit here, Lovren. I'm all for getting tight and go and put pressure on the ball, but sometimes you just need to hold up and step away, and he gives away a free kick in a dangerous position here for Liverpool. I'm all for getting tight and go and put pressure on the ball, but sometimes
Concentration of the goalkeeper has to be paramount here because the ball will be slippy, gloves will be wet, the turf greasy. Absolutely torrential rain inside the Allianz Arena. It was 30 degrees earlier. Absolutely torrential rain inside the Allianz Arena. Lewandowski is winding up for a free kick here. Alaba is there too. Lewandowski is winding up for a free kick here. It is Alaba who strikes it. Some way wide in the end. It is Alaba who strikes it. He's been at Bayern Munich since he was 19 years of age. It's a long time. Boy, haven't Bayern done well during that period. It's a long time. Winners of the Bundesliga in each of the last 5 seasons. Boy, haven't Bayern done well during that period. Pushed by Alexander-Arnold. Each of the last 5 seasons. Interesting battle developing between Ribéry and Alexander-Arnold.
For sure, it's a big challenge for him this evening. You just see there, he just rests his head. It's not so much as a push, it's just learning not to put your hands in that position. You give the referee an easy decision if you put your hands on there. There wasn't much contact, but just try and hold off and put your hands on his back.
Interesting to see what happens to Alberto Moreno this season. The Liverpool left full-back was overlooked. James Milner playing in that position over the course of most of last season. You heard Robbie Fowler talking about it in the studio prior to the start of the game, and now they've signed Andrew Robertson, who's only on the bench tonight. Anticipate an £8 million he will be the first choice come the start of the campaign.
I would think so. You know, that they haven't shown too much faith in Moreno. Clearly not totally relaxed with him at left back, and James Milner, you know, is filling in that role. So the arrival of a new young left back, I'm sure, will be welcome for Liverpool, and see how he does defensively as well against going forward.
James Rodriguez trying to poke it forward, away by Emre Can. Firmino wearing the number 9 jersey this season, trying to battle his way forward and doing it well, and finding Mane again, who's on his bike and running towards the edge of the area with others in support again. This time his cross wasn't absolutely pinpoint. It's gratefully in the arms of Ulrich as far as Bayern Munich are concerned.
Firmino really using his body well there, kind of real hold-up play for a centre-forward, getting his body in, setting the ball wide. And this front three of Firmino, Sané and Salah is really exciting to see with Liverpool. You know, a lot of energy, a lot of pace, and very direct at times.
Could have an early issue here, Bayern Munich.
It's really exciting to see.
Suggestions of a groin issue.
Very direct at times.
Could have an early issue here, Bayern Munich. Suggestions of a groin issue. No point in taking a chance in pre-season. Corentin Tolisso will be 23 on Thursday. No point in taking a chance. Got a hell of a lot of goals for Lyon. Corentin Tolisso 23 on Thursday. A hell of a lot of goals for Lyon. Arturo Vidal and Renato Sanchez are on the bench if required. Looks like Renato Sanchez is going to be the one who comes into midfield. Thiago is back on his feet again. Looks like Renato Sanchez is going to be the one who comes into midfield. Thiago is back on his feet again. Thiago's had that problem, which may well have flared up once more. I mentioned Tolisso because he is on whom a lot of hopes rest. If you'd seen him with Lyon last season, you know just how good he is at playing in that midfield role alongside Thiago. On whom a lot of hopes rest. This is the man that everyone's talking about at the moment. Bayern Munich's Renato Sanchez, but for how much longer will he be belonging to the Bavarian club?
You have to say they've got great strength in that middle of the park. You know, the selection and the players they have available to choose from, you know, it's a real asset for the club. You have to say they've got great strength. the selection of the players they have available to choose from. It's a real asset.
Here is Tolisso. Muller turning and shooting from distance, doesn't trouble Karius. And now Bayern Munich will be able to make the change. Thiago, who flew home from Asia, no chances taken with him. He is a resource, a man that they put a lot of energy in over the last few years. Pep Guardiola was the man who signed him. His replacement is Renato Sanchez, a young Portuguese international. Didn't have a great first season at the Allianz Arena. Hoping for much more. Portuguese international. Didn't have a great Chelsea have been linked. Liverpool were linked yesterday with him. Manchester United too. Here he is, Renato Sanchez. Manchester United too. Oh, they're trying to get on the end of that. Sanchez. Tolisso forward again, looking for Lewandowski. Goalkeeper has come out ahead of the pole.
It's a couple of times there where Liverpool been quite high and balls over the top and looking threatening. If the surface wasn't quite as wet and greasy, maybe they could have been in trouble a couple of times. A couple of times there where Liverpool been quite high.
Here's Ribéry.
Over the top and looking threatening. The surface wasn't quite as wet and greasy, maybe.
Searching for Thomas Müller, who was stretching but didn't quite reach. Here's Ribéry. Searching for Thomas Müller, who was stretching but didn't quite reach. It's a little bit late on Mane. Rafinha just making sure that Mane knew he was still there, despite the fact that Mane had gone past him rather easily over the course of the first 20 minutes. First game we saw actually today in the Audi Cup was a bit spicy too.
Some interesting challenges and unusual red cards in pre-season. But yeah, it's definitely been played wholeheartedly so far. Some interesting challenges and unusual red cards in pre-season. Yeah, it's definitely been played wholeheartedly so far.
Karius just lost concentration momentarily. Solara has been whacked by Mats Hummels. Just lost concentration momentarily. Solara has been whacked by Mats Hummels. Quite a youthful midfield now for Bayern Munich with Renato Sanchez and Corentin Tolisso. Joey Henderson and Emre Can for Bayern Munich with Renato central midfield for Liverpool. Both these two sides have put emphasis on attack. It's probably at the other end they really need to improve. They're going to be major challenges. I mean, looking at Liverpool from last season in the Premier League, 78 goals scored, 2 less than City. Firmino, who could be a rich source of goals, is failed 5 yards outside the box. And they scored 8 less than Spurs and 7 less than Chelsea. But they conceded a lot more than all of the top 4 sides.
Yeah, looking at them this evening, they're developing options going forward, and I expect them to score more goals this season, looking at how they're setting up in pre-season. But this is a great opportunity for Coutinho maybe, or somebody to have a nice pop at the goal and over the top of the wall, or even to knock and hit it with pace. But you feel Coutinho's going to do something there.
All eyes are on Philippe Coutinho. Moreno hits it, and it's stopped by the goalkeeper, who had to react, kept alive by Chan. And Lovren coming in at the far post put enough pressure on. He thought to win a corner. The referee was having none of it. Difficult to assess just how tricky that save was because of the camera angle.
Yeah, we didn't get a great view of it. It was nicely struck, on target, over the ball. The side favoured the left footer, so it made sense that Moreno took it. But all you can do is hit the target there and force the save, and he did that. On target, over the ball. The side favoured the left footer, so it made sense that Moreno took it. But all you can do is hit the target and force the save. It's so interesting to see Liverpool out of possession. You know, when the ball's high up the pitch, I love the way they hunt the ball down. The team tries to play out, they're onto their first touch, and everyone seems to know where the other one's going. Liverpool out of possession. When the ball's high up the pitch, I love the way they hunt the ball down. The team tries to play out, they're onto their first touch, and everyone seems to know where the other one's going.
Muller. Referee says play on. Mane. Coutinho. Picked up by Alexander-Arnold, who's on the scamper forward. He's got Emre Can alongside him. Still going, Alexander-Arnold. Coutinho. Just one. Pace too many. Should he have shifted that on beforehand?
No, I thought it was a nice idea. He just has had a slightly heavy touch coming inside to his left foot. The run of Can really opened it up for him. You know, the defender had to pull wide and allowed him to come inside.
Mane, can he keep it in? He can. Wasn't great defending that. Martinez and Hummels under pressure, and then so pushed in the back by Trent Alexander-Arnold.
It's a good save, good up and down, gets a nice on top of the ball. To get it up and down from that range with pace is difficult. He's done that well, and he's forced a good save in the end. Good up and down, gets a nice on top of the ball. To get it up and down from that range with pace is difficult.
Liverpool apparently rejected £11 million for Alberto Moreno from Napoli recently. They have got a big season coming up. They hope to be in the Champions League after a playoff which will take place in the next couple of weeks, the draw for which will take place on Friday. Hope to be in the Champions League after Sanchez. Well, one back by a combination of Coutinho and Moreno. Coutinho releasing Salah. There's something the referee doesn't quite like in the centre, involving Javi Martinez and the Egyptian. Every time Liverpool come forward after breaking, you can sense the panic in the Bayern Munich backline.
Definitely, they're very direct. They hit them with pace.
Alaba. Firmino getting back there to block the cross. Tolisso. Alaba. Ribéry. Picked up by Coutinho. And Salah speedily went forward and unsettled both Hummels and Javi Martinez, and the goalkeeper came miles out. Still trying to get back. Salah speedily went forward and unsettled both Hummels and Javi Martinez, and the goalkeeper came miles out. Still trying to get back. Munich's aims are to be the European Cup winners with flamboyance and flair. And they did hire Pep Guardiola for that reason when it didn't work. He did win the league in every season that he was there. They turned to Ancelotti, who is only the second manager in history to win the European Cup or the Champions League 3 times. The other, well, he belonged to Liverpool. Bob Paisley. Coutinho.
Что ответить на кто он такой, ударение в слове «да». что ответить, на кто он такой, ударение, Флорида.
Half an hour played. Who's happier?
Definitely Liverpool. At the moment, Jurgen Klopp will be happier. I just feel that Bayern are playing at quite a slow tempo. You know, they're having controlled possession there, but not really looking to be progressive with their passing. They haven't hurt Liverpool yet, really, and will be feeling that they need to do a little bit more to open them up. And losing possession in these areas too much as well, and that's where Liverpool are really dangerous.
Very quickly they can move up the pitch at speed from that sort of area, and they will harm teams. Lewandowski. It's made into a superstar by Jurgen Klopp. Robert Lewandowski giving his head at Borussia Dortmund, where the two were working together. Here's Alaba. Blocked by Alexander-Arnold, and then away by Jordan Henderson. Here's Tolisso. Coutinho. Wonder how much of a problem Thiago has got being withdrawn inside the first 25 minutes. How much of an impact that will have on that man's future. Yes, it's the second time in quick succession that he has had to be pulled out of Bayern Munich activity. It's the second time in quick succession that he has had to be pulled out.
It's always difficult in pre-season as a player when you're missing minutes and you're missing training sessions. You know, you really feel like you have to play catch-up at some point, which isn't ideal throughout the season. When you get the opportunity to play, you want to step into the team, you know, with a full tank of fuel and ready to go. So these minutes in pre-season and training sessions are really important.
Muller trying to get it back to Renato Sanchez, and it was loose enough to invite Liverpool to try and hunt it down. Muller trying to get it back to Renato Sanchez, and it was loose enough to invite Liverpool to try and hunt it down. Ribery is offside. Ribery is offside.
Very tight, looks very tight. You'd have to say he's possibly just offside, but it's a little bit concerning that Arnold didn't quite know where he was. You know, in an ideal world, I'd want him to be checking his shoulder, seeing where Ribery is, making sure he doesn't get between him and the centre-back.
More concerning is the fact that they showed that decision on the big screen, which causes a bit of a problem for the assistant referee over on the far side, and highlights how close it really was. Liverpool did play in the Olympic Stadium in Berlin at the weekend using VAR for the first time. Here is Mane. Liverpool did play in the Olympic Stadium in Berlin. Lovely skill. And it's flashed through the box. Salah is there. It's 2-0 Liverpool. Here is Mane. It's his fourth pre-season goal. And he will hope that that form continues into the Premier League season. He will hope that the Bayern form does not continue into their league campaign. So much credit, though, has to go to Sadio Mane for his wonderful piece of skill, which set it all up.
Mane is causing havoc on that right-hand side for Bayern there. They can't cope with his movement, they can't cope with his energy. It's fabulous play to hold up, see the overlapping runner. Ball skims across the goal and a simple tap-in for Salah. But Liverpool at the moment, you know, Jurgen Klopp referring to the energy levels of them at this pre-season. They're showing no signs of tiredness. They've got more energy, more running, and look far superior than Bayern at the moment, and well worthy of their 2-goal lead. No signs of tiredness. More energy, more running, and look far superior.
Well, it was a well-crafted goal, and well finished off by their new signing, Mo Salah, who cost £34 million from Roma. Well finished off by their new signing. It wasn't so long ago that Chelsea sold him for 13 million quid. Mane. Almost away again.
Martinez and Rafinha cannot cope with him at the moment. I see Sanchez is coming across to try and give him some cover. They find it very difficult to cope with how direct and strong Mane is. Martinez and Rafinha cannot cope with him at the moment. I see Sanchez is coming across to try and give him some cover. They find it very difficult to cope with how direct and strong Mane is.
Balance has got to be right for Liverpool, and Dumas Harman was saying earlier today that he felt that they missed the trick by not trying to get someone like Nemanja Matic. It's got to be right for Liverpool. Is that the kind of player that Liverpool need in the heart of midfield? Is that why they've been sniffing around and trying desperately to get Keita out of RB Leipzig?
Yeah, Keita would fit that role brilliantly for Liverpool, and you know, that's fully understandable why they're trying to get him out, but it looks like they're not going to sell.
Rodriguez is waiting in the centre. Liverpool didn't deal with the cross.
Looks like they're not going to sell.
This is Firmino. Rodriguez is waiting in the centre. Liverpool didn't deal with the cross. And Liverpool say that, well, the suggestion is that he said he was going to end up trying to offer 300 million for Keita because that's the only way that they were going to allow Liverpool to take him. But the suggestion is that realistically, it looks as if they're going to wait until 2018. Realistically, does that mean you go in light next season, or do you look for an alternative?
It's a very difficult question because, you know, looking at Liverpool with this front four, you feel like they need a definitive defensive midfield player, one that's not going to stray too far from in front of the back four and be physical and break the game up. And you know, whether you try and get that now.
Here's Alaba looking to try and squeeze it towards James Rodriguez. Muller and he seem to collide. Liverpool managed to get the ball away. That would have been fantastic ball by Moreno if it had connected and gone through to Mo Salah, who seemingly had timed his run perfectly.
Just felt Moreno could have lifted that there. If he'd just got a bit of air to it and dinked it over the top. Salah had the run on the back four and could have been in.
I remember watching Liverpool in pre-season last year. They played Barcelona at Wembley and they were absolutely sensational. And they started the season pretty well as well, didn't they? They went to the Emirates and won the first weekend of the season.
They had a great start to the season, and I think Jurgen Klopp's pre-season, you know, they're difficult from what I can gather. I think he works the players very hard. He trains at a really high intensity, and it reflects in their play. You just feel that seeing them come January, February time is the real challenge to how hard Klopp works them and whether or not a Premier League season can cope with that level of intensity of training.
I remember seeing them in the early part of 2017 against Plymouth, against Wolves, with so many inexperienced alternates that were used during that period, and cost them a cup run. Here's Ribéry, away by Matip, further away by Chance, looking to try and release Mo Salah. Martinez does his job on this occasion. Liverpool have had a really good first 45 minutes and have been in control, allowed Bayern Munich to have a lot of the ball, and whenever they've lost it high up inside Liverpool territory, they've pounced.
What's been impressive with Liverpool is that they've been relatively solid and happy for Bayern to have the ball in these areas of the pitch. And you just feel with Bayern that they need to move the ball a little bit quicker when they get in there. It's got to move quicker than that in order to break Liverpool down. And you just feel with Bayern that they need to move the ball a little bit quicker when they get in there. It's got to move quicker than that in order to break Liverpool down.
More Audi Cup for you tomorrow, of course, but on Thursday night we've got live Europa League football for you. 7:30 will be on air on ITV4. Everton trying to finish the job against Rosenborg. We've got live Europa League football for you. 7:30 will be on air on ITV4. Everton trying to finish the job against Rosenborg. Almost looked like he was moving in slow motion there. Mane. It often looks like he's on fast forward. He was moving in slow motion there. Mane. Tolisso. Almost found James Rodriguez. Idea was right.
They're the better kind of passes that we need to see Bayern make in order to be dangerous. Those threading balls that break the line and try and get behind the Liverpool back four. They're the better kind of passes that we need to see Bayern make in order to be dangerous. Those threading balls that break the line and try and get behind the Liverpool back four.
Moreno. Can is through here. It's Emre Can being chased back by Javi Martinez. Again, the communication between the Bayern Munich defence has been rather sloppy.
I'm not quite sure where Martinez is going there. He's kind of drifting wide of the centre of the pitch and just allows that ball to go straight through the middle and nearly plays the player in out of nowhere. And yeah, it's not been a good 45 for that right-hand side of the pitch defensively for Bayern Munich. Nearly plays the player in out of nowhere.
Rafinha coming across. Is that something that will take time to work on? It's not that these guys are alien to one another. Just coming back after the summer break.
Yeah, no.
Can it throw you a bit?
It can do. You know, they're looking a little bit leggy, I would say. You know, talking about Liverpool at the start, but you know, Liverpool look a bit more energy and willingness to run. It's just a bit slow tempo from Bayern, and it's reflected in the amount of opportunities that they've created so far.
Lewandowski is moving gingerly just on the edge of the centre circle. He's back and racing again now. Lewandowski is moving gingerly just on the edge of the centre circle. He's back and racing again now. Remember, Bayern Munich have already lost Thiago to injury in the first 45 minutes. And they've conceded 2 goals as well. Carlo Ancelotti, who may well make a raft of substitutions at half-time or just after. He's got a team talk to give. Could get even worse yet. Here's Mane. Salah waiting in the centre. Firmino has joined too. Mane just waiting. Moreno was joining up and running down that left channel. And that's a late challenge on Mane. And he's had a bit of treatment from Rafinha already.
That's frustration. I mean, again, the turnover in the middle of the pitch, and Mane just identifies it quicker than Rafinha and the back four. He identifies the turnover, gets on his bike early and leaves them for dead, and he's putting himself in great positions to the point of where Rafinha's just resorted to kicking him up in the air when the ball's gone.
That's too late. Challenges by Rafinha on Mane in this first half. Both of them the product of frustration and isolation in that right full-back position. He's still protesting about it. Product of
can't have many complaints.
Isolation in that right full-back position. He's 31 years of age now, and he's not as quick as he used to be, but you have to be absolutely lightning quick to keep up with Sadio Mane. Coutinho to take the free kick. It's dropping towards that far post, but no one there to tuck it in. Coutinho to take the free kick. It's dropping towards that far post, but no one there to tuck it in. Liverpool fans will be absolutely delighted to see Sadio Mane back. I think the Premier League will be delighted to see Sadio Mane back. Over the course of last season, he certainly provided some brilliant moments.
Absolutely, he's great to watch, and when he left Liverpool for the Africa Cup of Nations and then was injured when he returned, I think he was a huge miss and a very noticeable, you know, hole in the team, if you like, with his energy and running and his pace. You know, and he backs it up with quality as well. He's not just a workhorse, you know, he's got real quality.
Well, it's been a night full of rain and thunder and a bit of lightning too, but it's been the perfect storm for Jurgen Klopp. Well, it's 2 goals in the first 45 minutes. Sadio Mane with the first. And inside the first 7 minutes, him celebrating being back in the team and back amongst the goals. Did play a role at the weekend, played a role in that goal too. Mo Salah gets Liverpool's second to make Jurgen Klopp animated, happy and satisfied with the first 45 minutes, which we will reflect on in the next few minutes with Jackie and the boys. At half-time, it is Bayern Munich 0, Liverpool 2.
OK, let's see how they get on in the second half. Liverpool leading by 2 goals to 0. Back to Matthew Upson and Sam Matterface.
Thank you, Jackie. The last time that these two met, Liverpool won a trophy. It was in a period when they were the Cup Kings. 2001, they had won the treble of the League, the FA and the UEFA Cups, and they went on to win the Super Cup by 3 goals to 2. Next to goals from one, they had won the treble of the League, the FA and the UEFA Cups, and they went on to win the Super Cup by 3 goals to 2. Next to goals placed at half-time by Adam Lallana and Eugenio Wijnaldum. And a different dimension to the Liverpool attack. It means that Coutinho has come further out to this left-hand side. As soon as I picked my phone up at half-time, I had message upon message of Liverpool fans telling me just how tasty their team looked, and they're not wrong, are they?
No, they're not. They're not, judging from that first 45 minutes. They've a lot to be excited about for the start of the new season. No, they're not.
New season, still 11 days away.
A lot to be excited about at the start of the new season.
Still might be a recruitment drive before the start of the new campaign for Liverpool. They've been linked with Naby Keita all summer. They want that dynamic box-to-box midfield player. If that move is off, they have also been looking at Leon Goretzka, who isn't leaving Germany. I've already mentioned Renato Sanchez. Bayern have been linked with Leon Goretzka quite often over the last few months, something that appears to be getting on his nerves. Start at the Confederations Cup. Quite often over the last few months, something that appears to be getting on his nerves. Here's Henderson. Start at the Confederations Cup. Moreno. Ronaldo. Coutinho. Here's Henderson. You tend to think that the idea today will be to give as many, quite a few batch of minutes rather than wholesale changes in the early part of the second half.
Yeah, it's always a difficult minute situation to manage when you've got 2 90 minutes back-to-back. So it's going to be interesting to see Jurgen Klopp's philosophy on whether he wants players to try and play a full game and then rest them fully tomorrow, play an hour, or however many minutes he sees fit. But I tend to get the feeling that Jurgen Klopp likes, you know, to keep the same team as much as possible for this game and make a few changes and then change a lot for tomorrow.
Firmino trying to funnel the ball into the path of Adam Lallana, this time cut out by Javi Martinez, who is wandering. There's one a free kick. That's the frustration of Roberto Firmino. He's no stranger to Germany, scored 50 goals over 4 seasons in the Bundesliga. One of the things we were also slightly surprised about was the number of empty seats inside the Allianz Arena. And we were discussing the pre-season friendlies that both of us have seen in different countries across the globe. And you said to me, if this was at Anfield, you wouldn't be able to get a ticket for love nor money.
Yeah, I would say so, and especially with Liverpool. I mean, Bayern playing at home, Liverpool were playing at Anfield against Bayern. I wouldn't expect to be able to get a ticket.
Here's Muller. This goes Dejan Lovren to touch it behind and away for a corner. Haven't had too many of these. Bayern Munich haven't had too many opportunities. James Rodriguez is going to take it. Colombian's corner, which is dealt with by Adam Lallana. He's got it back again off of Coutinho. This is Ribéry. And here comes the Liverpool break. Renato Sanchez is having to resort to rugby tactics to try and hold up Roberto Firmino. That's a yellow card for him.
Such in the counter-attack, he felt he had to make the foul there no matter what, and he did that, you know, quite obviously.
Trying to grab him round the waist initially, and he had to go with the two hands just to make doubly sure. Trying to grab him round the waist initially, to go with the two hands just to make doubly sure. Liverpool, of course, we still believe are pursuing Virgil van Dijk in a deal which may well go through before the 1st of September. Liverpool, of course, we still believe. Here is Coutinho pursuing Virgil van Dijk. Firmino. It's good football by Liverpool. Moreno involved, Bayern just about getting it away. Coutinho's got it again. Skipping past challenges. Tolisso with an intervention. Mati. Alexander-Arnold almost finding Adam Lallana. He gets it to Firmino. Almost fell for Wijnaldum.
Love to see five players nearly getting into the box there for Liverpool. You know, the energy they have, midfielders arriving, Wijnaldum almost getting ahead of the ball in that position. Such is the desire for them to want to get in the box and score a goal.
Also stopping Bayern Munich higher up the pitch there as well, weren't they? Winning the ball back before Bayern could get into their half.
That's a massive feature of Jurgen Klopp's teams, the way he sets up and the way he expects them to win the ball back.
They look lively, don't they, again in this second half, with Wijnaldum finding Coutinho and back again.
Jurgen Klopp's teams, the way he sets up and the way he expects them to win the ball back.
Lallana. Alexander-Arnold. Blocked by Alaba. Lallana. Salah. Alexander-Arnold. There's Moreno. Liverpool enjoying more possession, control of the game. Bayern Munich chasing shadows. This is Coutinho. On to Firmino. In the end, James Rodriguez had to get back and do some dirty work. Ribéry trying to escape on the counter. Then Alexander-Arnold was making sure he couldn't get completely clear. Ribéry trying to escape on the counter. Alexander-Arnold was making sure he couldn't get completely clear. Lallana looking for Salah. Offside flag is up, and Bayern Munich breathe another huge sigh of relief.
Lovely build-up play again from Liverpool. Very clear, simple passes and a little bit of magic from Coutinho. Lovely little flipped-in ball there. And that is marginal again. Really marginal. Just feel like Salah can he just hold that run just half a yard and he'd be in on goal for a simple finish for him.
Well, the pre-season workouts have been ramped up for Liverpool since they arrived in Germany. Much tougher than the work they did in Hong Kong. Went through a hard session on Friday. It's been physically demanding, as it always is with Jurgen Klopp. Looks like it's paying off. This is Salah onto Wijnaldum. Salah's kept going. Wijnaldum has two. The Bayern defence got a little bit lucky.
Got very lucky. You just felt that Wijnaldum had realised that Salah had wandered a yard offside and decided not to play it.
Ribéry at the other end. Looking for James Rodriguez, dealt with by Alberto Moreno. Renato Sanchez. It's the back of Adam Lallana. Liverpool coming forward again. Salah will have the beating of Martinez for pace, maybe not strength.
This game really opening up now. You know, this battleground in the middle of the park is quite open. You feel either team's looking to counter-attack, but Liverpool look far the more dangerous in that situation. This battleground in the middle of the park.
Here's Rafinha. Muller's made a dart to the right. Lewandowski tries to... I'm not entirely sure what he was trying to do, because there was no way that any sort of touch of that vogue was going to reach Muller, who had made a diagonal run into the right wing position.
I don't know if he was expecting somebody to have run behind him. He couldn't have seen a run around him. You know, just to hold the ball there. If he has to set it backwards, then so be it. But to keep possession there is number one importance for him. Just to hold the ball there. If he has to set it backwards, then so be it. But to keep possession there is number one.
Martinez. This is Rafinha. Tolisso. Renato Sanchez pinging it out to Alaba. And now Ribéry trying to get the better of Adam Lallana. Bayern Munich just enjoying a bit of possession, and their supporters ironically cheering as a result of that. Deep underneath it. Lovren 2. Muller is there. Henderson back to help out. How important, how much of a difference is it going to make to Liverpool that Jordan Henderson goes into this season with the hope of being fit for a lot longer than he was last campaign?
Absolutely. You know, he's the skipper. He's got a great work rate. Communicates well. That's a very important figure in the middle of the park there for Liverpool. And somebody they're going to need if they want to, you know, really get the full success out of this team this season.
The Bayern supporters not being entertained by their team on the pitch, so they're deciding to do a little bit of their own merry-making. Henderson. Where do you stand on the Van Dijk situation? Apparently had a clear discussion yesterday with Southampton after being left out of a pre-season Tour de France. He hasn't played since suffering an ankle injury himself in January.
Yes, it's never ideal going into a transfer saga when you haven't played. You know, you haven't been fit and played. Having said that, he's done enough over the past couple of seasons to prove and to show that he's a centre-back of the calibre of Liverpool and somebody that I think would be a welcome addition at the club. It's just a case of whether the two clubs can sort it out and get the deal done. I think Liverpool clearly want him, and he's at the level and at the quality to really improve their back four, in my opinion.
How long do you give it if you're Liverpool before they start looking at somebody else?
That's the question, and you know, thinking about that, will Jurgen Klopp settle for a second best option, or will he hold out and wait for the player that he really wants? That's the question, you know, thinking about that.
By now I'm trying to get on the end of Firmino's ball, cut out by Rafinha. This is Tolisso. Muller. Striking it from distance. Lovren away. James Rodriguez. He was signed from Real Madrid on a 2-year loan. Striking it from distance. Lovren away. Found himself a peripheral figure really at Real Madrid. 11 goals last season. I wonder what it does for Thomas Muller, who himself didn't get the kind of numbers he would usually like. Here is James Rodriguez. Missing the target.
Yeah, Rodriguez hasn't done too much in this game for me to stamp his authority on this team either. You know, we're talking two massive clubs in Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. think if you're playing in that position, in that role, you have to play with real energy and purpose and have some end product.
Well, Lewandowski's always going to be the line leader, 43 goals last season. Müller, only 9 goals last campaign. And that's because he was playing second fiddle to Robert Lewandowski.
Did you have any injuries in last season?
Particularly. That's because he was playing second fiddle to Robert Lewandowski. When you look back at his record over the last few years, 19, 19, 11, 23, 26, 21, 32, and then 9 last campaign. When you look back at his record over the last few years, 19, 19, 11, 23, 26, 21, 32. It's another conundrum that he has to solve, because he's a player that's constantly linked with moves elsewhere. In fact, he was linked with a move to Liverpool. He's always linked with a move to the Premier League. He never leaves Bayern Munich, but might not always be the case.
Well, you'd be thinking if you got 32 the season before, you'd think your place was pretty solid for the following year.
You'd think. James Rodriguez trying to flick it through to Thomas Müller. Bayern Munich legends sitting on the bench. Willy Sagnol was the one closest to us. Here's Tolisso, can hit them from this sort of range. Closest to us. Martinez. And again. Here's Tolisso. Forward towards Lewandowski. Missed him. Away by Matic. Further clear by Naldum. This is Sanchez. And that's short. And Firmino is on it, and it's 3-on-2 here, but Firmino might not need anybody else. Mats Hummels comes across and deals with the danger before it gets even worse for Bayern Munich.
That long strider Hummels just got him out of trouble there. It's a difficult situation for a centre-back being ran out at that pace, but he opened his legs, he positioned his body brilliantly, you know, all that experience that he's got, and dealt with the situation.
And we've hit the hour mark. And a chance to make some changes. And we've hit the hour mark. And a chance to make some changes. And Rodriguez is just having a quick chat with some of the coaching staff. Coman is about to come on. There's Arturo Vidal. Absolutely sensational for Chile at the Confederations Cup. Big fan?
Huge fan. And if he was to get on the pitch this evening and play anything like how we did in that tournament, he'd certainly liven the game up for Bayern. Huge fan.
Rodriguez is off and Kingsley Coman is on. 21 million euros from Juventus in April after a loan spell. He's on. Worked under Carlo Ancelotti previously. Direct and youthful and can create. This is Müller. Direct and youthful can create. Come on. This is Müller. Ribéry. This is Alaba. And Renato Sanchez. To Javi Martinez. Crosses by Rafinha and it's headed away by Matic. Liverpool have a chance to break again at pace with Mo Salah. was naughty from Matt Hummels.
Just used his body well there from, knew the contact was coming, held his ground and drew the foul. Hummels had to go through him to get the ball and gave away a clear free kick. But Liverpool's work rate from wide areas with Lallana and Salah, you see them backing up the fullbacks brilliantly. Salah's done a great job this second half in front of Arnold, getting back when Ribéry's running at him, he's doubling up, showing him inside into a tackle. It's a really demanding position.
Well, it hasn't all been, in the words of Rihanna, work, 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 work. Since they've been in Germany, the Liverpool players had a day off in Bavaria on Sunday, to a cable car up a mountain and viewed the spectacular lakes from 1,600 metres up. It's been hot too, as we mentioned earlier, 30 degrees earlier today, nice enough for a bit of sunbathing. And one or two even had a little dip in the lake itself. Might feel like they've had a dip tonight. Lewandowski trying to push his way past the Liverpool defence, and Trent Alexander-Arnold returned the favour. He almost took a little tumble over the advertising hoardings. Remember, the two losing sides will play tomorrow before the final. As it stands at the moment, that means it will be Bayern Munich against Napoli, live here at 4:45 English time, followed by Liverpool against Atletico Madrid. Sanchez. It's a decent cross by Kingsley Coman. Sanchez. Away by Adam Lallana in the end. Just needed someone with a bit more hunger to try and get on the end of that.
I think that's a great expression for maybe what Bayern's performance has been lacking. It's just that hunger, A younger, more energetic players come on in Coman and whips a very dangerous ball across the face of the goal, and there's no one bearing down on it, which is a shame because the delivery was worthy of a goal. Whips a very dangerous ball across the face of the goal, and there's no one bearing down on it, which is a shame because the delivery was worthy of a goal.
Tolisso. Hunted down by Gigi Wijnaldum. Scratching his head a little bit, I think, Carlo Ancelotti. Work to be done for him. His work is finished for the night. Roberto Firmino off, as you can see. Ryan Kent, who is the first to come on in replacement. His work is finished for the night. Daniel Sturridge, who's been involved in all 5 games so far, yet to score in pre-season. Ragnar Klavan, most expensive Estonian of all time, replaces Joel Matip. 5 games so far, yet to score in pre-season. Ragnar Klavan, most expensive Marko Grujic replaces Joel Matip. He's coming on too. It's the end of the night for Mo Salah, who has got himself on the score sheet for yet another one of the pre-season friendlies. All smiles as they go off as well. And it'll be good to see Daniel Sturridge, Henderson coming off. Apparently he's fit, sharp and ready for a full season. If that's the case, then Liverpool have got a hit on their hands.
Definitely, and they'll need him with the way the front players work. The rotation for Liverpool's important, and this pre-season for Daniel Sturridge, I don't think you can overemphasise how big it is for him. There's not a lot to talk about with him at the moment, but
here he is racing away. Not a bad first effort.
Big it is for him.
Didn't have much support. Ryan Kent was busting a gut to get up alongside him. They will need that sort of resource. Criticism last season was that the Liverpool bench was not as strong as it should have been or could have been. Injuries did cause them an issue. I think that Divock Origi's not available tonight. Another option. Not as strong as it should have been or could have been. Injuries did cause them an issue. Divock Origi's not available tonight. I don't think they'll be using Danny Ings as much this season, or that much this season. Been very unlucky with injuries, hasn't he?
It's a terrible time with injury. It's such a shame to move to a new club and have such bad injury trouble.
Moreno getting there ahead of Kingsley Coman. Ben Woodburn as well, who's only 17 years of age but has already scored in pre-season and has taken the title of Liverpool's youngest ever scorer. Coman for Muller, and it's behind by Alberto Moreno.
You just feel with Sturridge to stay fit, #1 objective for me. I think if he stays fit and involved in the team, his confidence will grow, his performance will improve, and then you can start to deal with the performance. But unless you can get on the pitch, it's impossible to do that.
Flying corner taken by Ribéry. Rich got a header on that, managed to get it clear. Picked up by Alexander-Arnold. Got lots of options in front of him. Ryan Kent has pulled out towards his near touchline. This is Daniel Sturridge. Lots of options in front of him. Lallana. Kent has pulled out towards his near touchline. This is Daniel Sturridge. Good ball by Grujic out to Kent. Took it down really well. Lovely feet from Ryan Kent. Pulls it back. Grujic. 3-0 Liverpool. And Liverpool's free scoring pre-season is rumbling on. Really good move involving youngster Ryan Kent, who's just come off the bench, combining with the second substitute. And it's all over for Bayern Munich.
Outstanding wide play from Kent. Direct footwork. Cut the ball to the byline, and to have the head to kind of look up and pick him out, and lovely side foot from Grujic. I mean, the control on that inside the post. Looked like the ball was just popping back out of play, so whether that's an own goal or not, you'd probably have to say it was. The ball's hit the post and hit the back of Ulrich and gone in. But great play from the two substitutes from Liverpool, and such composure there with the cutback and the lovely side foot finish.
Unfortunately, that is going to be one of those harsh ones that goes down as a goalkeeping own goal. No one wants one of those, especially not 2 days before your 29th birthday. Poor old Sven Ulrich is going to get one. Young Manuel Neuer, who's still got a bit of an injury issue. Tom Stark has played a couple of games in pre-season too. Vidal has now come on to try and come up with a rescue plan, which looks implausible.
He's got a bit of work to do. Lovely play there, Ken. Step over, cut back. To have the awareness to get your head up and cut the ball that far back, and then the side foot finish. So controlled, just hit the target in that position. Does everything he needs to do.
Ваня, короче, качай на
Unfortunately, he can't claim the goal.
Такое приложение, сейчас тебе назову. Ваня, короче, качай на iPhone. Такое приложение, сейчас тебе назову. Ты, получается, можешь отслеживать, где твои друзья находятся на карте. Ты, получается, можешь отслеживать, где твои друзья находятся на карте.
But the ball was cut back from the goal line. Was there somebody screening the goalkeeper's view that was allegedly interfering? Nobody touched the ball. The ball went straight onto the post, onto Ulrich and in the net. So, you know, I can't see how anyone can be interfering with play from an offside position there. Hopefully they've just not got the score quite right.
Cracking pre-season friendlies, eh? communication has not been perfect in the over the course of this Audi Cup. Either way, Liverpool lead. And as we're getting a little bit of a word that possibly it was ruled out for offside. I did think maybe that the goalkeeper was being screened by, I think it might have been Adam Lallana who was in the way. Ryan Kent was in an offside position as the shot came back in, but he wasn't interfering with play.
It had to be a Liverpool player interfering with the goalkeeper's line of sight from the shot after Kent cut it back from the goal line.
Sanchez. And now by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Either way, I think Jurgen Klopp will be pretty impressed with the movement.
Oh, great for the two subs to come on and have that kind of impact. You know, you can't ask for more. You know, it was direct, it was crisp, it was aggressive, good footwork, good awareness, and a really nice finish to side foot the ball from that kind of range.
Alaba almost found its way to Muller. Ragnar Klavan did just enough for Liverpool. Rich under pressure here. Took it in his stride. Lallana took it in the chest. Here's Ribéry. Lovely disguise pass. Lewandowski with a heavy touch. Alexander-Arnold again there. Well, Jurgen Klopp's got a few troubles at right back, having lost Joe Gomez and concerns about Nathaniel Klein. He won't be worried after seeing this performance from Trent Alexander-Arnold, who did very well towards the end of last season too.
Yeah, no, he must be very reassured by this performance this evening. To lose someone like Nathaniel Klein, who's been so consistent for Liverpool over the seasons, to know that you've got this young lad as backup or can step into the team at any time. You know, he's done an outstanding job this evening, and he'll be learning with matches like this, playing against people like Ribéry in these occasions. He's going to grow as a player.
Liverpool face Watford away at the start of the season, then Palace at home before Arsenal at home. In between those fixtures, they have a Champions League playoff. Bayern start their campaign really at the weekend against Borussia Dortmund in the Super Cup. Here's Sturridge trying to dance his way into the Munich penalty area. He has won a corner. They don't look quite right, do they, Bayern?
No, and you know, in watching it, you kind of think, well, why are they off their game? You know, they've had a lot of pre-season matches. They're probably at a similar stage as what Liverpool are in their preparation for their season. And they look completely off the boil this evening.
Alaba's got a problem and wants to be substituted. He has now gone down at the back post. And there's another issue. They've already lost Thiago to injury. No Iron Robben tonight. Boateng yet to come back.
It looked like James Rodriguez went off with a little something. Looked like he was signalling to the bench and to the coach that he had a bit of a problem.
All's going well. Liverpool about to bring on Woodburn and Flanagan. Flanagan was at Burnley on loan last season, didn't make too many appearances, 9 I think over the course of the campaign. This is Christian Fruchtel. First of all, here's Flanagan. He's coming on for Trent Alexander-Arnold. And Marco Friedel has come on. He's a left full-back to replace Alaba.
Arnold's got to be very happy with his evening's work. 80 minutes, good finish. Just looked like he was cramping up a little bit at the end there, so I think he brought him off for the last 10 minutes.
Christian Fruchter, the goalkeeper, is sat back down again. Here's Moreno. And it wasn't too far wide of Ulrich's left-hand post. Didn't need an invitation to hit it, did it?
No, you just look at Bayern's set up there again. There's a lot of players along the 18-yard box and penalty spot line, but nobody holding position on the edge of the box. It's too easy just to get a strike on goal off of a headed clearance there.
Vidal. Rafinha. Header away is by Lovren. This is Lallana. Flanagan. Hummels. Renato Sanchez. Vidal. Ribéry. Muller. Setting up Vidal. Takes a deflection. And it's snuck behind. Karius wasn't entirely sure. Had to scurry across to get to the post to make sure it didn't sneak in.
Didn't quite get the cleanest of strikes there, Vidal. Topped it into the ground a little bit, and which forced the deflection.
Which has now been adjudged as a handball.
Possibly. He must have played for it.
Has to be deliberate handball, doesn't it? You get the feeling that would have been difficult from that sort of range. And the referees are allowed to make mistakes in pre-season too. Well, Lewandowski is lining this one up. Vidal is in the heart of the wall. Muller in a no man's land position, just trying to mask the wall. It's Lewandowski, takes a deflection, and Wijnaldum out for a corner.
Just a little bit more height, half a yard more height from Lewandowski there would have caused a problem.
Muller sweeping it back to Mats Hummels. And it was an intelligent and well-crafted set piece, which almost led to a Bayern Munich goal.
Really interesting corner. Don't think I've seen that before, to play it straight along the goal line and then to sweep it into the box like Muller did. Good run from Hummels into that near post area, but Liverpool had the bodies in there to deal with it.
It's a game that's lost its shape and its tempo over the course of the 90 minutes because of the interruptions and the substitutions, but Liverpool certainly the brighter of the two teams, and maybe disappointed not to have a third goal to show for what has been a comprehensive performance. They might get one now because Sturridge is speeding away in behind the Bayern defence, and that is a beautiful finish. Now, has he hurt himself in doing Bayern Munich damage? You would hope not, but it looks as if he does have a little bit of an issue. He's got more than just a little bit of an issue. Big problems for Bayern. Liverpool absolutely sensational on the counter-attack once again.
Such bad awareness here from Bayern of where Sturridge is on the pitch, but he gets away, really. I mean, that is absolute class. When we talk about Daniel Sturridge and what he offers, That is absolute class. But you can see the grimace there on his face as he chips it. I think as he decelerates, just to lift the ball, puts a bit of tension on his quad muscle from the looks of it, and he knows as soon as that ball leaves his foot that he's got a problem with his quad. I really feel for him, because on one hand you produce something of real class like that, and on the other you know that you've got a niggling injury again.
Well, he's still out there, and you know there has been the accusation that sometimes it's more in his mind than in his body, but that looks to be pretty clear.
The facial expression normally tells it all.
The movement's not right, is it? I mean, he's not moving freely.
No.
He pulled up straight away, and you just do feel so sorry for him that once again, after proving how deadly he can be and how deft a finisher he can be, that he could end up having another issue which could set him back. You mentioned it earlier, pre-season, getting through a pre-season is so important for him this year.
Absolutely, and you feel like his body is letting him down at the moment. I've been in that position, and when you've got to you've almost got to reset yourself, and it's a real difficult puzzle and conundrum to solve, and so far he hasn't done that in the past few seasons, and it's really hampering his ability to play, which, you know, obviously you then cannot perform at all, let alone worry about the standard that you're performing at.
And then it gets into your mind, doesn't it? Every time you feel anything. Coman for Bayern Munich, who usually win the Audi Cup. This is the 5th running of it. They've won it 4 times previously. The only team that have taken it off them were Barcelona. They won't be winning it this time around. And we'll be seeing them again tomorrow at 4:45 on ITV. Liverpool straight after. Tomorrow night they'll play Atletico Madrid. Here's Kingsley Coman. Sanchez hunted down by Adam Lallana, who gives away a free kick. And Daniel Sturridge's night is over. And there will be concern on the Liverpool bench once again. There'll be sympathy for him. Dominic Solanke is on. Sanchez is striking. What's going through his mind now?
Oh, I can't begin to kind of go through how he must be feeling, because, like I said, on one hand you're producing something of that level of ability and class, and there you see the grimace on his face of he knows he's tweaked his quad muscle and he's coming off. And if I was him, I'd be walking away thinking, I've got to do something different. I have to reset, and I have to do something completely out of the box to what I've already done and commit to it fully and see where it takes me.
Dominic Solanke has come on to replace him, and he's the young lad that they got from Chelsea. And compensation around about £3 million. No compensation to the Bayern Munich fans who have endured that 87 minutes. I don't think they're sticking around for much more. Solanke's had a good start to his Liverpool career. He scored a header on Saturday against Hertha Berlin. He's been on the score sheet a couple of times already in pre-season. And he actually started the game on Saturday against Hertha Berlin because of an injury to Divock Origi in the warm-up. Wasn't slated to start the match, but ended up doing so and scored. And little tussle. Arturo Vidal and Adam Lallana being broken up by Dominic Solanke. A yellow card for Vidal, a yellow card for Lallana.
Well, we knew Vidal would have an impact of some kind.
I see today that Winston Reid was sent off during a pre-season friendly as well. I thought it was an unwritten rule that yellow cards and red cards don't really get dished out during these tournaments.
Well, apparently not. Apparently not. And there's been a couple of fouls that have been let go, to be honest. I felt like Rafinha could have had a yellow card easily in the first half, and the referee refrained. But I think red cards in these competitions are pretty unnecessary, to be honest.
Poor old Winston Reid, and I haven't seen the challenge, got booked for one challenge and then sent off for dissent, I think, or the other way around today.
I think a polite asking of the manager to remove him from the pitch is probably appropriate in some of these competitions or pre-season matches.
1 minute of normal time to go. I don't think the Bayern Munich fans want there to be any more in terms of stoppage time. Here's Ryan Kent. Still going. An experienced defender like Mats Hummels diving in that circumstance is not advisable, is it?
No, but for me it just shows you how vulnerable he feels, you know, in terms of his surroundings. You know, Bayern haven't looked like that they've had any real structure or know-how of where each other are on the pitch. So, you know, individually it leads you to make choices like that are more out of panic and not being reassured than anything.
Flanagan. Liverpool's unbeaten pre-season will continue. Jurgen Klopp did say that this would be the perfect test to see where his team lie ahead of the new season. I think we've discovered they're in pretty good shape.
Well, if he's using this as a benchmark, then he's got to be pretty pleased. And you know, another game tomorrow. It's going to be interesting how he juggles his squad.
Liverpool will face Atletico Madrid in the final of the Audi Cup after they continue their pre-season purple patch. Goals in the first half took them away from Carlo Ancelotti's team. Daniel Sturridge finished it off in the second half with a third Liverpool goal. There was one disallowed midway through that second half as well. A comprehensive victory for Jurgen Klopp on his return to Germany. It has
moment of stillness. As the fans file into the stadium, the players file into the tunnel.
Audi Cup 2017. Das Finale.
Last-minute checks by the referee and his assistants. Dr. Felix Brösch moving his way to the front. The players look happy. Quick words with Miguel Moya from the referee. Seems to be a lot of last-minute adjustments to the various parts of their clothing. The time is approaching.
Okay, here we go. Hier sind der FC Liverpool und Atletico Madrid.
Time to go, time to play, time to win, time to lose. There will be a result here today. even if it happens on penalties. No extra time, 90 minutes will be played, and if there's no results for one side or the other after that, there will be a penalty shootout. But let's hope it doesn't come to that. Atletico Madrid in their away strip. Yesterday it was Liverpool who wore their new old-style strip, if you like, the green and white. Today it is Madrid. Some young faces in there too for Atletico Madrid. I don't think he'll be playing. Don't think they'll be playing either. Steady cam, holding steady. The handshakes down the line. Now it's time for the trappings of festival to be removed and for the gentlemen to take their place on the pitch. Just two of Liverpool's team from yesterday starting. That's Mane and Emre Can. Both of them played yesterday, played well too. Solanke leading the line. Lallana comes in to control the midfield. Woodburn and Flanagan on that right side. Gomez returns from injury. Klavan slots in at the back, another experienced Bundesliga player. And James Milner, as well as, of course, Danny Ward in goal, the Welshman. 24 years old, part of the Huddersfield promotion team. Time for the handshakes. Miguel Angel Moya, the captain. Felix Brüch and Mark Borsch on the right, his assistant, and Stefan Lupp on the left. Fourth official today is Michael Bacher. This is how Madrid line up. It's a completely new side compared to yesterday. Vieto and Angel Correa up front. Barre, Augusto, Kranoveta and Thomas in the midfield. Moya comes into goal. Interestingly enough, because of course the man of the match in their first game was the keeper. Not today. Not yet. He's got some work to do before he gets that particular honour. Sergio González Testón, Lucas Hernandez, Jose Maria Jimenez and Sime Versalco are the back four for Diego Pablo Simeone. Time to play. Liverpool, the Reds, kicking from right to left in this, the final of the Audi Cup 2017. Everything up for grabs. Two virtually new sides on the pitch, so that should mean fresh legs, although some of them did play as substitutes yesterday. If you're just joining us after the kickoff, I'm Phil Bonney. I'll be with you through to the end of the game and all the way through the presentation of the trophy. Not a good first touch there from John Flanagan. He's had a time out and had a difficult year, got a bad knee injury. He seems to be coming good in time for the Premier League start in a couple of weeks' time. Watford, the first game up for Liverpool. Near side, Versalco. This is Jimenez. Long ball, something to chase. Easily cut out in the end by Klavan. Simeone opting to rest Griezmann and Torres today, but they are, of course, on the bench and always an option. No Felipe Luis, no Juan Fran. Long throw. Liverpool should be used to defending that sort of attempt on their goal. Headed away by Emre Can, who was dragged back as he did it. of expectancy in the Allianz Arena, as you'd probably realise with their side going out, the home fans, of which there are a vast majority, of course, not feeling inclined to cheer for either side. There's patient, interested atmosphere. This is Milner. First touch from Wijnaldum wasn't the best. Correa brings it away. It's gone in behind Klavan. Got the call from Danny Ward, and Ward clears. Both these sides in the tournament for the first time. Atletico Madrid's pre-season has really only just started. They've only had, I think this is the third game in their pre-season. Simeone felt that it went rather well. He was happy with the performance of his players against Napoli. He was very happy that they were able to come back from going a goal down. Fans would rather have some form of attacking action. Liverpool were patient at the beginning yesterday in their game, as indeed were Madrid. It's a poor pass, followed by another poor pass. Milner took his time. This time it's Moya who's keen not to make a mistake. The clearance wasn't the best from Jimenez. Chan. Nicely done. Liverpool were very attack-minded yesterday. And they're putting it out for a throw-in. Diego Simeone there, but it's also worth mentioning that the Napoli players who played in the playoff for third and fourth place just less than an hour ago are rejoining the crowd to watch this game. Chance to do a little bit of research, perhaps. You never know who you're going to come up against in European competition. Sergio González Testón. Wijnaldum. Clearing the ball only so far, but Vieto's picked it up. And that was an important header from Klavan, because Angel Correa was waiting. Plenty to say. Very active in his technical area. I don't think he appreciates the way Liverpool are starting to press on this near side. Neatly done by Milner and Klavan. Good committed header there from Vrsaljko. This is Joe Gomez. He was carrying a slight knock and Jurgen Klopp didn't want to risk him yesterday. And obviously he's well enough to compete today. Milner's wanting the ball back from Ben Woodburn, but it didn't arrive. Tenacious from Woodburn. Couldn't tickle it away from the opposition. Taken down by Vietto. Scored the winner yesterday against Napoli. Tried to slot that one through. Lallana pokes it wide to Mane, who we've virtually seen nothing of so far in this game, but he was one of the best players on the pitch yesterday, that's for sure. Scored one and made one, really, although he didn't get the final pass. Chan. Milner, first time ball for Woodburn, but it's got just a little bit too much speed on it to be comfortable for Woodburn. They've met a few times, these two sides. In fact, this is the fifth meeting between them. The other two, of course, were not a friendly tournament. Not a friendly tournament at all. Champions League and more recently Europa League, 2009-10 season. Liverpool came out on top on the two games that they played. Both qualified and went on from the group. Liverpool won 2-1 the last time they played, and Atletico 1-0. Previous to that, it was the year before in the Champions League, and it was 2 1-1 draws in the group. Offside against the number 16, Schalke. Just 1 foot in offside, which is enough. Either side really keen to take it to the other at the moment, although Liverpool have had more of the play. Mane coming inside and seemed to draw players across, but the danger came from another source. Woodburn's cross. And Solanke went flying past. Solanke given the roll up front, relinquished by Firmino. Firm header. Solanke chasing, but not close enough to cause Moya any problems. Nice header back to his keeper. Gets a ripple of applause. Gomez. Lallana took his time. Didn't get taken down, according to referee Felix Bush. Well, Thomas Partey, the number 5, lurking. James Milner keeping a close eye on him. Schalke's squeezed some room, but that's not a good pass for the referees decided. There was a previous foul that needed the play to be brought back for. So Atletico will have the chance lobbing something into the box if they'd wanted, but they decide to take it short. And now Liverpool move up as a man. One got over the top of Milner. Wijnaldum's chasing down Jimenez. Klavan too short. Milner and Woodburn combining nicely. Solanke keeps it away from trouble, or does he? Coming back from offsides. And it's Liverpool's ball. And you can see where he was when the ball was kicked. Jorginho, Wijnaldum to James Milner and back again. Liverpool much more patient than they were against Bayern. But they know as well that Madrid will be patient too. Nobody wants to put a foot wrong. Single goal might decide this. It's a little chess-like at the moment. Both sides feeling each other out, seeing where the weak points are, probing. Mane. I'll be keeping a close eye on him this evening. Chan's ball is requiring a little bit of work to gather. Klavan spotting Mane. Mane will want the ball back from Lallana if he can get it. Lallana's into the box. That's very delightfully set up for Woodburn. Ben Woodburn, 17 years of age, showing confidence to attempt that volley. Any other day that might have gone in. Didn't take a deflection on the way out. That's really been the first decent effort of the game in the opening quarter of an hour. Gomez gets it to Woodburn. Flanagan. Out to Mane. Nicely done by Mane. Solanke can't keep it away from the defence. This is Milner. He's gone for the big hit, but it's been blocked, as so many shots have in this tournament. Players after the summer break not quite on all or as sharp as they are at the end of the season. And everybody watched that one go. Well, Madrid's a little passive at the moment. Could have got me Madrid's mixed up there. Madrid certainly passive at the moment. Woodburn. Chan has really bloomed since he arrived at Liverpool. When he was at Leverkusen, you could see the latent talent that he had, and then he was signed up by Bayern, of course. As well, and Everyone has seen what he's got. Started his career at Frankfurt. Again, one of the players that Jurgen Klopp has brought in since he took the helm. Milner's never going to run for that one, not in this heat, not in pre-season. Lallana just trying to set Solanke free with a clever dink ball over the top. Wijnaldum gets it under control. Now Woodburn, Solanke, Milner. Every time they try and force their way through, Madrid are there to meet them. Lallana keeps possession. Milner's in space. Klavan, who's seen more of the ball than anybody else so far. Previously at Augsburg. Plenty of time to see that one coming for the Croatian international. Time Vršiljko. Chan again. It's going a little bit the way it did against Bayern. They're spending a lot of time in Bayern's half, Liverpool, yesterday, and they're doing the same to Madrid now. It was a fantastic lightning storm during the game. And rain as well, which might have suited the English team more than the Spanish one. Although those are cliches in today's football, with the multinational teams on display over the 2 days of this tournament. One can't really put labels like that on anybody. Solanke tried to turn his man. Bareleni back. Augusto Fernandez out to Teston. Now it's Madrid that are trying to keep the ball for a while. Two number 23s tangling there. Matthias Kranevetter clobbered by Emre Can. He'll have a few bruises on his ribs tomorrow. Ball out of play. With Diego Simeone fielding a completely new side, they do seem to be lacking some of the key players. The likes of Corker, Griezmann, Torres. He does have them at his disposal, of course. Liverpool with 3 attempts on goal. Nothing from Madrid. Liverpool with 67% of the ball, and Mané's getting himself a yellow card for his involvement there. He was already on his shoulder, pulled him back. And that was totally unnecessary. It is a friendly after all. Jurgen Klopp in deep discussion with the fourth official on the touchline. Of course, that helps when the referees are German. Helps Jurgen Klopp. Mane's got away from his marker this time. The cut back straight to the feet of Marcus Kranevitter. Milner. Joe Gomez. Milner again. Woodburn trying to make himself available. The pass wasn't of the best quality from Milner. That one was also not the best. Chan, too far for Woodburn. Chan comes in. That's good, tenacious work from Emre Can. Lallana pokes it wide for Mane. Mane, once he got up his sleeve, he decides to go the outside route. Solanke can't get the header away. Klavan, Milner backing off to give him space to provide a pass. Milner's going to take him down. The referee will get the yellow cards out of his pocket and show it to Milner. It's the second yellow card in the space of as many minutes. Thomas was always going to be brought down. Two yellows then so far for Liverpool. No shots on goal for Madrid, but they did look as if they were going to get in trouble in their first game. And they came back from a goal down to qualify for this final. Getting a little excited by the La Ola wave, as it's called over here in Germany. The Mexican wave elsewhere in the world. In the absence of goals, Wijnaldum winning the free kick in the end. Mane. He's got the speed, he'll burst away from them if he can, and he thought he was fouled. The referee disagreed. It's going to be too long for Luciano Vietto. Wijnaldum on a good ball. First time pass from John Flanagan. Again, Liverpool lots of possession. But they're finding it very hard to get a shot on goal. Little better. But Moya stands in the way. Milner keeps his eye on the ball. Kranovita to Lucas Hernandez, who, despite his name, is actually French. Well, that's well done. Gomez was waiting for any such eventuality. England under 21. Vishalko with the throw. Madrid a little more adventurous, having a little spell inside Liverpool's half. Well, they were until Mane was fouled. Really jumped into Mane. Problem Liverpool are having is when they come forward, all the Madrid players get back behind the ball, so they have to get through the mass yellow and blue ranks of Atletico to get anywhere near the penalty box. But Lallana and Chan have been controlling the midfield in Liverpool's half, and that makes it difficult for Madrid to get through. Danny Ward's hardly had anything to do all evening so far. As we approach the half-hour mark, 0-0 the score. Audi Cup final 2017. They'll be concentrating on things that they've been doing in training, concentrating on working together. New season's coming, and it's coming soon, and they need everybody on board. Lallana. First touch wasn't good. Got a little bit lucky in as much as he won the free kick. Mane was lovely stuff. That seemed to give people a problem. Chan wanted to volley that in. But he only hit what the Germans call an air hole. You've heard of the no-look pass. Well, there's the no-ball shot. And that was one. Chan giving the ball firmly back to Madrid.